Smoking. This is about when something that seems to be so good turns out to be so bad. Smoking is something that's been around for a long time, and there's a lot of people that have enjoyed it, still get pleasure from it, but they also know that it's not doing what they need it to do in their life. And if you're looking at quitting smoking, you got to ask yourself, what is your why? Because with a strong enough why, you can change any behavior. Make a list of all the reasons why you need to, why you have to, and why you must quit now and forever. And if you can do that, and if your reasons are strong enough, then smoking is something that you can take care of immediately. What are your triggers? Through a little time and with some practice, your subconscious mind has been trained like Pavlov's dog to respond to tons of triggers that say you must smoke. It's time to smoke. Smoking makes me feel good. And the worst one, you have to smoke. We are convinced in all of our behaviors that we have that these things are triggered and they talk to us from our subconscious level, that we don't even realize it, and it's just something that we do. Well, it doesn't have to be like this. These things can be changed, and it's something that can be changed in a simple way by accessing your subconscious mind and getting your critical thinking conscious mind out of the way for a little while. Because when you do that, then you've made the change from within instead of trying to do external things. Cigarettes kill. That's plain, it's simple, and it's a fact. Some of us fool ourselves because we hear about the 90-year-old man or woman that smokes 2 packs a day and drinks a fifth of gin. That happens, but it's not the norm. We all know that. If we're intellectually honest with ourselves, we can find many, many more examples of people smoking through holes in their throat and, um, you know, just the tragedies that have been inflicted on people from smoking. But not everybody is having that problem. I had a client the other day, smoked for years, has no real symptoms, still plays sports. He just wants a different lifestyle. He just wanted to just change because he has kids that he wants to be represented well in what he thinks is the right way. And he just cares about his life and his long term health. So your reasons may be different, but you have to come up with a strong reason or you're not going to quit. It's that simple. Well, I'll give you some stats. You know them, but I think it's worth going over. There's over 400,000 people that die premature deaths that are attributed directly to smoking each year. That's 1 out of every 5 deaths, 20%. That's a big number, in my opinion. Next thing is, most people, if you can afford smoking, smoking's an expensive thing. It's your money. You can do what you want, but do you have everything that you want? Is there anything that you could use a few extra $1,000 a year to spend on that you could enjoy? I think you could find lots of things. What is the cost of smoking? National average says it's $5.50 a pack. And there's $167 billion a year spent on cigarette products. And that's just the cigarettes, not counting all the paraphernalia. A pack a day, $165 a month. That's, it's a decent amount of money. You can do some things with that. A pack a day for a year, it's over $2,000 a year. Do it for 10, 20, 30 years, and you could be buying new cars on what you spent on smoking. So it's your money. You do what you want with it, but most of us probably could figure out that there are better things that you can do with that same money. So let's move into another area. Let's talk about why people smoke. You're not alone. Popular culture is feeding it to us every day. How many Brad Pitt movies? How many Bruce Willis movies? How many movies of famous people, men and women, that are constantly lighting up cigarettes throughout the movie? In fact, some of the key scenes evolve around cigarettes. This gets implanted in your brain at a young age, and it still impresses us at older ages. Um, Social pressures are one of the biggest reasons, but that trend is changing because, as you know, it's become less and less socially acceptable to smoke. There's mandatory smoke free workplaces, lots of them. There's higher insurance costs for smokers, and smokers are banned from a lot of public places in some areas, even parks and outdoor places. I'm not saying I agree with all that, but that's just the way it is. The biggest cost of smoking, though, it really is your health. You know, Smokers die of smoking related complications um, every year. There's years of increased lifespan after people quit smoking. If you quit by the age 30, saying you started with as a teenager, then you're going to see a 10-year increase in your life. At age 40, it's 8 years. Age 50, you're going to add 6 years. And at age 60, 4 years increase in your lifespan. And that, let me tell you something, I'm 59, so 60, isn't old in my opinion, but it's getting there. And 4 years it's a big difference. It's 4 years more that you get to spend with people that you love that do smoke, or if you're the smoker, people that want to spend that time with you. How do people die from smoking? Well, most of them, it's from heart disease. Uh, as you can see the numbers here, they're a large percentage from lung cancer. And something my father actually has is COPD, 20 to 25% from that. My father actually never was a smoker except for when he was very young. But he did live with my mother, who died at age 52, who was a heavy smoker. And just living in the same household um, has left that effect on him. And he suffers now from COPD, has breathing treatment several times a day, can't lift things, can't go outside much, can't do a lot of things. It's really not a fun thing to have to live with. And let's talk about the nicotine. What's nicotine really do? Well, you know what it does. It gives you a sense of euphoria, and then those senses get dulled over time. So it takes more and more of the drug to reach that same state. And so there are other ways to get that. Some people get it from running. Some people get it from um, playing sports. Some people get it from engaging in board games, even. But there's a lot of ways to get that feeling that uh, you enjoy, that euphoric feeling. It doesn't have to come from tobacco products. So, what about trying nicotine replacement therapy? If you've hung in there and listened to this far, you probably have tried some of these things. They don't have a very high success rate. Of only about 15% of the time does the patch or Nicorette or other similar products actually help people. There is a higher relapse rate because all you're doing is putting a patch over a problem. You're not changing the behavior. There's 5 ways to get this nicotine replacement. You can get it from the patch, from the gums. There's actually a lozenge, an inhaler, and then there's a nasal spray. These are all temporary fixes, and they will not usually provide sustainable behavior change. So, what about cravings? How do you avoid getting the cravings? Well, the reason you have cravings that occurs due to cued behaviors. And what I mean by that, it's back to those triggers that we talked about. If you can eliminate those triggers from having that effect on you, then you will not have the cravings. And through hypnosis, you can absolutely break those bonds and those triggers. It's pretty simple to do, actually. The connection must be broken, or they will show up again, possibly even years later. And that's what causes the relapse that many people have experienced. So, what about me? Who am I? A little bit about me. Here we go. 59 years old, actually never been a smoker, but I have lots of experience with smokers. My whole family smoked. Well, when I say whole family, I have two sisters and my mother that smoked. Um, I believe my mother died of an aneurysm at age 52. Heavily contributed to smoking. She was one that would keep a cigarette lit in the kitchen and have another one in a different ashtray somewhere else, forget about them. And when I'll never forget watching her as she smoked, how deeply she drew on those cigarettes as time went on. That they'd practically have flames coming out the end of them. Uh, Luckily for me, it never appealed to me, but I have it in my family history, and so I was specifically trained how to help people. I sought out that training as I learned hypnosis because not because I care. I don't want to tell you what you should and shouldn't do and can and cannot do. If you want to smoke, go ahead and smoke. But if you want to change that, I have the tools and the knowledge on how to help you do that. And I do have a passion for helping those that do want to, just free up their lives and rid themselves of the habit of smoking. And so that pretty much sums up what I have to say today. If you want to stop, it's pretty simple. There's a link down below that you can just book a call with me. And in that call, we will discuss what your specific situation is with smoking. I don't know. Some people I see only smoke 4 or 5 cigarettes a day. Some people I talk to smoke 45, 50, 60 cigarettes a day. Everyone's different. It doesn't cost anything to talk about it. So if you want to set up a 15-minute conversation with me, just click on the link below, pick your time, and we will talk at that time. And if it's something that you want to look at getting a handle on, then we'll discuss how we can do it. So thanks for your time today, and I look forward to talking to you in the very near future. Have a great day.